What's up, y'all? It is afternoon, Saturday, 28th of September. We are headed back out. Found a lot of really good sign this morning, so I'm pretty pumped for that. Hoping to be able to get back out to, well, I'm going to get back out to where I found that tree to set up in and climb up, get settled in, and just wait. So hopefully catch an unsuspecting buck walking through and put an arrow in the pump house. Pretty excited. This is kind of the first hunt where I really felt like I was in the game, per se. The hunts before, I've just been kind of throwing darts at the wall, hoping for the best, and then, this weekend and end of last weekend was very heavily focused on scouting some more. And depending on how tonight goes, next weekend maybe scouting as well. So keep learning, keep adding stuff to Spartan Forge, and eventually the puzzle will come together. It'll make sense, and we'll get an arrow and a deer. Or the rut will come and we'll get lucky. Or, like all the last seasons, we won't. But hey, it's a good time to even be out here. Blessed to have this opportunity to chase deer. Thankful for my loving wife who lets me do this as much as I do. So couldn't do it without her. It's kind of different this year. Well, definitely different this year. I've got a 5-month-old at home, and so being away from her, being away from him, kind of is like alright, you better make this last, or better make this worth it. So I'll probably do less junk sits this year and more trying to find deer. So that's what I've been trying to get to the last couple of years. I've just been lazy. But hey, we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for what we got. Talk to you guys in a little bit. Alright, so I made it to the tree. Took like an hour to get back here, but I was going really slow for the last 150 yards. I'm still happy with the tree selection this morning. Plenty of cover, but still plenty of shot opportunities. So it's about 5:20. It's a little swirly, but it's picking up a little bit. So hopefully it does the right thing at the right time. Talk to you guys in a bit. So I'm watching my smoke from my thermosol, and it keeps like wafting that way where those does busted. I mean, that was like half an hour ago now, but I've been thinking about it the whole time, and I think I got too excited about the sign, and I didn't think about my thermals, because the sun's still up, but I can feel it getting cooler up here, which means that soon, if not already, the air is going to start coasting that way. It has a little bit, like there's lots. I think maybe what happened is a little bit of wind went that way. They were working their way out, they caught it, didn't know where it came from. And so they bounded a little bit, stopped, and then still didn't really know where it came from, but they didn't like it, so they busted out of here. But yeah, good reminder. been swamps for me pretty much my whole life, so just another learning experience and another piece of that puzzle. So we'll see. We've still got over an hour of daylight left, so there's no telling what might happen. I really expected deer to come from that way and head that way, so I thought if there's something worth shooting, I'd shoot it before it got into my thermals, but once again, I was wrong about where they came from, so shouldn't be surprised at that at this point. But, oh well, on to the next one. Alright, so it's 7:15. Maybe 10 minutes of shooting light left, but camera light's quickly fading, so I figured I'd do my little outro here. Definitely, I call it a C+. Saw deer, got busted. Reminded of thermals. Learn a little bit more about how they work. And I'm still confident this is a good spot. This may be a morning spot because of the way the thermals are working. But I'm gonna climb down here in a minute and brought a camera out. So I'm gonna set a camera up. I've got a tree picked up, put a mock scrape in, put a camera up on that, and just watch for the next week. And remember that this is a gift given to us by God that He's blessed us with. No pressure. Anything we're given is a gift. So enjoy the process, enjoy the grind, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.
What's up, y'all? It is Thursday afternoon, October the 10th. Took some time off from work because I've been traveling a bunch and I've been sick and all sorts of stuff. So took some time off of work today and tomorrow to get out in the woods tonight. The plan's going to be to scout my way in to the same area I was hunting a couple weeks ago, and see if I can figure out a little more about how the deer are using the area, and hopefully find a place to set up tonight and then hunt in the morning. Get my boot on. If I find a good enough place tonight, I'll probably leave all my stuff in the tree. That way I can sneak in really quiet in the morning, not do a whole lot of moving around, banging and clanging, and we can get rolling early, sneak in there. But yeah, we'll see. It's pretty hilly, so I've got to keep thermals into account and all of that exciting stuff. But yeah, man, it's been a crazy couple weeks. I ended up getting sick the day before my last, or day after my last hunt, and had to travel and got even sicker, and then work's been crazy. So we're getting out here as much as we can. I'm traveling for work again next week, but in about 10 days my dad and stepmom will be down here, so my dad and I will get a hunt together down here, which will be pretty cool. Take him into some Southland public land and show him what it's all about. So stay tuned. We'll keep you posted throughout today's hunt and hopefully get some action in the next couple days. It is beautiful today. It's like 70 degrees right now. It's going to get into the 40s tonight. I think I saw even the low 40s. So tomorrow morning, if I can find the right spot, the deer should be moving. So yeah, let's get out there, get after it, and see what we can see. Talk to you guys in a bit. A lot of people think of public land and think that it's just a grind, which it really is. It kind of sucks. But probably my favorite part about public land is I've got another, I don't know, probably 3/4 of a mile to walk, and there's a really good runway right here in all the, in all the mud. I mean, there's tracks going both directions. So there's just so many opportunities out here. Most of the, private may be easier, and you may see more deer in some instances, but I don't know. I just like the challenge. I like the bigness of public land, and I like the ability to screw up in one area and then go to another area and try to not screw up again. Because, well, if you guys have been watching this for very long, you know that I'm barely good at finding deer, and usually when I do find them, I screw it up. So, but hey, I keep reminding myself, if this was easy, they'd call it deer killing, not deer hunting. So, I'm gonna keep getting after it, keep going to where I think the deer are, and not settling for sits where I don't think it's a high probability. So, got a little bit more time to walk. We're gonna grab that camera I put up a couple weeks ago. Only had a couple deer on it, and then pivot to try to find where the deer were coming from that I saw a couple weeks ago. So we'll see. At least seeing some really good deer sign here that I wasn't seeing at the places I was hunting before. So probably gonna pull at least half my cameras out of there tomorrow. And I don't know if I'm gonna put them over here. I might put them over at that private lane where I've been seeing that good sized buck. See if I can't figure out how he's coming in to try to shoot him at some point. So, all right, I'm still getting over being sick, and talking and walking's getting tiring. So, talk to you guys in a bit. All right, so we're back here, basically at the end of the road. Kinda. I'm gonna go a little bit further, but the way the wind's blowing, I kind of need to J-hook into where I want to be. So I've been taking the road all the way in, and then we're gonna flip around and head back the other way. I was really hoping I could find a good crossing back in here to follow it. I might have just found it. Ooh, yeah, that looks pretty good. We're gonna follow it in, grab that camera, and then keep going deeper. See if we can't find where there's a good scrape. I've got there's a Y where a couple drainages come together, so I'm gonna go kind of in the top of that Y and hopefully find a good scrape. Or I guess in the V of the Y, if that makes any sense. Hopefully find a good scrape to set up over, but we'll see. I don't know. Alright, so I've kind of worked my way along the edge of this drainage, and I'm back to this point that I found 2 weekends ago where it gets like past this point, back that way, it gets super deep and nasty. There are a ton of really good rub trees like right along the edge of this, and it's like it's thick that way, thins out that way. So I think what I'm gonna do is kind of walk the edge of this thick stuff. Another thing I've done is I found a scrape completely on the other side of the other drainage, and I've drawn a line from here over to there in like a straight line, so I may trace that line a little bit as well. We'll see. I'm gonna pull my binos out and see if I can find any crossings or anything obvious from here, and then get to walking. So I know there's deer in here. I've seen them. There's tons of sign. I just need to get in the same spot as they are at the same time. This is part of the puzzle. Talk to you guys in a bit. Alright, so I've been working my way down the edge of this drainage. I know that's not what I said I was going to do, but I changed my mind. And I kind of noticed a low spot. Another one kind of further down, and when I walked over here, there are a couple of really big tracks in the soft stuff. They're both going that way. So I think, and it may have been that I bumped these deer, but there's two big tracks together, so I'm not sure. They're pretty fresh, so I'm gonna keep working my way down this edge. But I got this in the back of my mind, so if I don't find anything tonight, I'll probably come set up on this in the morning. Wind and thermals will work together in the morning for a set on this, so yeah, we'll see what happens on this in the morning. But I'm gonna keep working my way down the edge and loop around, and if I don't find anything, I might just come back and set up on this tonight. We'll see. found something that's a perfect example of what looks like a really big scrape, but really is just water moving leaves around. So when I was walking kind of over from where that crossing was, I saw this big open area where you can see where there's tons of leaves moved, and then there's an older rub tree here, so I was like, oh heck yeah. But then when I got up here, I looked around, and I mean, there's one branch hanging over here, and it's probably 8 feet off the ground, so definitely not a scrape. And if you kind of look back up the hill, you can see where water's been running kind of down through here. We've had a lot of water lately, so water coming down through here too, so just kind of have to make sure that you qualify what you think is a scrape or a rub or whatever, and try to make sure that you have all of the pieces of a scrape. Definitely will have a legging branch, and sometimes you'll be able to see the pawing on the ground. That's the key, but the real key is the legging branch. It'll be, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet off the ground, 6 max, and it'll be gnawed off, it'll be broke off. Won't be any leaves on it. You'll be able to tell where it's been used a lot, especially if it's a community scrape that's used mostly year round. But that's something I've learned the hard way. You see some spots on the ground where there's no leaves and think, oh, a scrape, and you put a camera over it and don't see a deer for a year. So it's easy to get excited, but it's gotta keep your mind in it and stay focused. So, all right, we're gonna keep on trucking. All right, so I came across the drainage at this point where those other deer were crossing. Found more deer tracks in the drainage itself, so it's definitely a good crossing, but I'm just not finding in here the amount of deer sign I had hoped to find. Certainly not enough to set up on tonight, and I don't really want to waste a sit in the morning, so I think what I'm going to do is I did find a good crossing, so I'm going to put down a mock scrape, put up a camera, and get out of here. And I've got like 2 hours till dark, so I may bump across to Plan B and see if I can't rustle anything up. So, alright, we'll see. Gotta keep on walking. Can't just sit and pray and hope. So I've been doing for years, and that's not working, so gotta keep forcing myself to take this tactic and just keep moving, and don't set up till I find something worth setting up on. Alright, I'll talk to you guys in a minute. Alright, so I've got the camera set up. I put down a mock scrape, like I think right there, and then on the camera is on that tree right there. So I don't know, we'll see that. There's a little rub tree right here, and the trail that comes from that creek, really the drainage, comes up here, and then there's another trail that kind of crosses and goes back that way behind the camera. So the scrape isn't right in the trail, but I'm hoping it's close enough to pull something in to at least get a couple extra pictures of it, but we'll see. I don't really know, but this is the best deer sign I've seen. So I'm gonna put a camera up there and let it get some intel for me this week. I did pick out a tree that I could hunt from in the morning if everything else is a bust, but right now, depending on what the wind's gonna do, I'm seriously considering busting out the old kayaking in where I shot that doe last year, and setting up over in there somewhere in the morning, but we'll see. Worked out for me last year on the doe. I'm really hoping for a buck right now, but if a good sized doe came out, I'm not sure that I would say no. So, alright, we're gonna get back up, and we'll see what time we get back kind of the path and decide what we're gonna we're gonna do from there. It's I know it's 5:45, which means I've got about an hour of daylight left. I may just walk back to the truck and call it an evening, but we'll see. I'm gonna scout my way out of here and go from there. If I find anything else, I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, I'll talk to you back at the truck later. All right, I scouted my way out, and there's just so much deer sign in there. It's going to be hard to narrow down where they're at. I'm going to just have to keep finding pinch points and keep on keeping on there. Kind of went over the ridge to the other drainage, and there were trails all through, all the way over there. Tons of deer tracks, wing rubs. So I don't know. It's going to have to be a process of elimination. Just keep kind of making tactical strikes and go from there. So it's like 40 minutes till dark, so I'm just gonna move my way out of here. And I think what I'm gonna do is, if I can get there in time, that spot where there are tons of deer tracks crossing the main trail, I'm gonna just dive in and keep the wind at my face, walk in and see what's in there. So we'll see what happens. I think for the morning I am gonna come back out here and sit near where that trail camera's at, for no reason other than I'm already back here. That way I can get across the path to plan B a little bit faster. So, because if I brought my kayak, if I kayaked in to another piece, I'd have to take my kayak home and get out here, and it would just take a lot of time. So we're gonna come back out here. Oh, and the wind is like the exact opposite of where it needs to be going for kayaking in. So we'll see. Might be real excited that my trail camera I put out might put out a bunch of stuff, but I guess we'll wait until the morning and see. I do have one more multi-edge 2 at my house that I haven't activated yet. I'll probably activate that in the morning and bring it out, so if we do end up going to plan B, I've got a camera to put up. So, alright, well, I'm gonna walk my way out of here. If I find anything exciting when I tear off the trail, I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the morning. Later. Alright, y'all, what's up? It is bitter cold this morning. Now, some of you guys in the north and the Midwest are going to laugh at me. It's like 47 degrees, but it hasn't been in the 40s since, I think, April. If I remember right, it was April the 23rd, is what the news said yesterday morning. It hasn't been this cold since then, so, yeah, it's a beautiful morning to be in the woods. And to be fair, in November I'll be in Michigan and I'll be hunting when it's in the 20s, so I can do both. But yeah, man, I'm excited to get in the woods. To be honest, I don't have a whole lot of great prospects for where to set up. I found tons of deer sign, but trying to nail down where the deer are going to be this morning it's been difficult. So we're going to the most recent sign that I found, which were those fresh tracks yesterday that I found crossing the drainage. I go in there, set up, and see what we see. Sit till probably. Sorry, I'm sick, so I'm trying to keep from coughing like crazy. So sit until probably 9:30, and then get down and start scouting. So that's the plan for this morning. I'm gonna get geared up and then get out there. So see you guys around daybreak. Alright, it's just after daybreak. I had a deer or two move through before I could see, kind of off to my right. And break it, and I think I'm in the wrong tree, but I still have enough shooting, and I can still see far enough that I'm going to stick it out here. I think I heard a buck grunt like 10 minutes ago, so there are certainly deer in the area. Just gotta get them to come by me. Beautiful morning in the woods. It's 50 degrees probably right now. Pretty cold, but still, it's just like perfect hunting weather. So, very few places I'd rather be than right here. Alright, it's about 8 o'clock, and I think I'm gonna get down and move. The more I look around, the more I realize that I'm just barely out of it, probably. I mean, the tree I want to move to is 20 yards that way, so I'm gonna climb down as quick and quietly as I can, and just carry everything over, slam it all back up, and get back up in a tree. So I'll talk to you guys in about, hopefully, like 10 or 15 minutes. Alright, so it took me about 25 minutes instead of 15 to 20, but we made it. Much happier with this spot. I think I've got a lot more opportunity. So the tree that I was in is right over there. Where's my finger? Yeah, it's right over there. But there was all this really thick green stuff in between. So I've now got about 30 yards that direction is that like upper level crossing, and then you can see the drainage comes down around through here. Oh man, my camera was too high. And then it follows down, and then right near that deadfall over here is where that other crossing is. So the deer, I think, are coming from down that way, crossing here, and then coming up and going back up into the hills. My camera and box scrape are right over here, about 20 yards. So I'm pretty excited about this spot. I think I've got a lot more opportunity to shoot, a lot more opportunity to see deer. So. Alright, I just found a couple sets of pretty good sized deer tracks. I just kind of walked away from my tree a little bit and found these, so I'm gonna, I guess, follow them and see if I can figure out where they're coming to or where they're going. Kind of like Cotton Eye Joe. So, I guess stay tuned. May have a different backup plan for this afternoon, but I still think I want to come back down in this area. It seems like this is where the deer are. Just have to figure out where they're spending their time. Alright, I was able to kind of follow those tracks all the way to the edge of the state land. It's either a really, really big deer or the ground's soft. I think it's probably a mixture of both. Either way, I think they were pretty fresh, and that's a good sign that there's still some deer in this area. They're doing some sort of land clearing that way, so I'm hoping maybe that pushes some deer into this area and they mill around this afternoon. So I'm gonna sneak out of here, get back to the truck, go grab a couple cameras, and then get home so I can get ready for this afternoon. So we will talk to you guys in a little bit. I'll probably yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a bit. We'll see what it looks like when I get to that first camera, the non-cell camera. And if it looks like I expect it to, well, man, there's a lot of deer signing through here. We may be pulling another audible, but it's a nice thing about hunting mobile. You can do that. Alright, catch you guys later. Alright, so I'm just stopped taking a little break. Drop some layers, been walking for a while. Trying to decide what's next, and I think I'm going to drop down in here where my plan B was for last night. See if I can't find any good sign, and then see if I can't find anything that'll talk me out of coming back in here tomorrow or tonight. So that's the plan, I guess. Just don't have to work today, so might as well get as much time in the woods as I can before I head out of town for a week. Well, I know other people are hunting in here, but it looks like someone else has been exploring. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, we've got pink ribbons every like 10 feet in here, so I guess that'll be nice. I'll be able to find exactly where he's hunting. If he's hunting yet. I expect this is probably I think I've only seen 3 other trucks out here during bow season, so, but tons of deer get killed out here every year based on the reporting, so I think it's a pretty heavily hunted rifle spot, which is pretty common, I think, across the country. So clean up your trash. I found a Gatorade bottle yesterday. I found some sort of snack candy wrapper today, so just clean up after yourself. Your mom does live in the woods. Okay, maybe she does. I don't know. I don't know your mom. I don't know you. But just clean up after yourself. Alright, there's my soapbox. Keep walking. Alright, so I made it down to this other drainage, and it looks like a drainage. But there's some really good deer sign in here. Just found a huge pile of poop. And then next, like behind me, it looks kind of open, and it definitely looks open on the map, but it's actually super thick and gnarly, so I don't think the wind's going to cooperate for this weekend, but the next time the wind is right, might have to slide down in here and see if I can't catch something coming out of the thick stuff. So I'm going to keep working my way down and see if I can find some of their favorite trails coming out of there. This trail that I'm walking on is kind of paralleling it, so I need to find one that's coming out of there and go from there. See a couple of old rubs where this trail kind of turns and goes straight towards, so definitely a good sign. Just add more pieces to the puzzle. Just have to figure out how to put the thing together. We'll keep battling, and eventually we'll win the war, in theory.